Let's get this meeting going. I'm going to call to order. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thanks for coming, everyone. Good to see you. All right, let's do our introduction. Mary, start with you.
Mary Wood, Recording Secretary.
Matt Miller, Trustee.
Al Hoard, Chair.
Patricia, Vice Chair.
Tammy Higgins, member. Oh, I get to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Look at me go. And Allan's doing it.
Okay, give everybody a copy of the minutes last month.
For minutes of approval underneath the new business and discussions for February's, did we say we were going to leave out the address for call to the public?
Yes, yes.
Other than that, no clerical. I make a motion to approve February 10th meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is the first call to the public. Anyone have anything to say? Okay, save it for the end. Communications. Anyone have any communications to present?
Nope.
I had through MTA, Michigan State Extension, there's a citizen planner that's going on in April 23rd. You can pull that up on the MTA website. I think it's valuable. I'm going to try to go to that. It's right, they're having it right here in Livingston County. And so it looks interesting. Looks like it covers everything. I'm going to try to do that one, but that's out there for us if you're interested.
Is it like the citizen planner like courses that you take for when you get a certificate? Is that it? Or is it just a seminar?
Yeah, it's a there's a certificate at the end. It's a course. It's classes.
Yeah, I've already done that.
You've done those things already. Yeah. So it's a $250 program.
You did it too. I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. After we do that.
Last year.
Okay. I'm gonna get a refresher on it. I've done a couple of those already. So, lots of new stuff out there. Anything else? Everybody good on that? Let's go to new business. And I just wanted to make sure that, and we talked last week about when we have these larger public meetings, we got people, everybody wanted to talk. We're going to start asking for names and address. We don't need the street numbers. We're just going to ask for basically, we want to know whether you're a resident in the township. And not, if we're just sitting here with you 4 or 5 out here, we're not going to ask you that. That's not it. We know everybody in this room. But we get a lot of people in here. It's nice to know who it is you're talking to. That's all. I appreciate everyone that comes out of the township and comes here. They've had a lot of good stuff to add, but it's nice if we can know who they are. Unfinished business. Master plan review. Last month we had talked about finding a consultant and making a recommendation to the board of one of those that we would choose. I have 5 of them that I've called and I'm reaching out, and that list you have was great. And thanks for that. I pulled that up all also, it was an independent planner. And I got a price from one of them. It was not an official quote, and it was over 20 grand. And so it seems to be where we're at. I got four more, 4 official quotes going to come in. Spent a lot of time on the phone with these people. And a lot of them are hesitant to do that because they want to come in here and meet the community and meet us and find everything out about us. And I'm not
You
sure.
mean like to give us a quote, they wanna come in first?
Yeah, we want to be able to give you the best service we can, and I appreciate that. But
Well, maybe you could have them come to one
It's
of our
a
meetings,
setup.
just to talk with us.
And they said they would, and I think
Yeah.
if we get down to a couple of them, we should invite them in here.
Yeah,
And you guys can meet them and see, because we're going to have to make that recommendation for the board. I also have called a couple independent, one of them, Pete Preston, and I worked with him in Clinton County, and he's a consultant. He has a private firm, but he's small time.
okay.
And so I'm kind of thinking if we could get an independent, just to see what they have.
Well, yeah,
Have
and maybe have a better price.
They will have a better price, but money's not everything. We want to get good service. We want to have a good document when we get done.
So did they give any idea as to this 20,000? Is it like so many hours, so many meetings with us? or-
If they put us on a time clock, it's going to be when they have to show up to meetings, and we're all consistent. Do we have to come to every meeting? Or can we operate with you and then come to a couple meetings? So it seems to be that they'll give us a price on the 5 or 6 steps that we have to do with this
For the master plan.
master plan. Yes.
Is it $20,000 for the master plan, or just for them to be our land planner for the year?
No, that's just for the master plan.
Is
That's
that
what I'm talking.
public?
Yeah, I know.
Public comment avenues too in that as well?
Oh, yeah. And
So that is
it's-
included as far
Yeah.
as taking surveys.
I wonder if
It
that's what
was.
Mark charged us.
We were talking, with all of them, we were talking about the different options for the survey and I think I want everyone to think about that, because apparently the most effective one is the mail-in one. Mail it
Yeah, I
in.
read that, the meetings could be fun though, that's what he said.
It's an option where,
But the other options, to have it on the website, to have the public be able to access
an option for both, as far as
the
like,
survey.
if you enter your mail-in one back, and they enter that, or you don't, and then you can go on, you can take the option to do it online, and that way it registers that this address or this person has already submitted there, so they can't do both the mail-in and the online version. Just get the younger demographic of people, because they generally, like my generation, they don't do a lot of RSVP stuff or mail things back,
Right.
especially survey related, they're mostly.
And it's funny, because we got the younger people like to go in there online, they like to do the digital surveys. The older people, that's one of them, likes to write,
Yeah.
likes to do that, and we're gonna mail ours back in.
Right.
You got 2 different groups.
And then there's Gen X who can do both.
You Gen X?
Yeah.
So maybe you're a
68.
millennial.
Yeah, I'm born in 68.
I'd be curious if they have an option where they can use both, and then, you know.
And there might be something we talk to our consultant about. What we want is to get as many respondents to the survey as we can get. And it's the only way we can have accurate understanding of what the public wants. So I know the mail-in, they still claim their mail-in one gets the most respondents. But we'll have to decide on that. That's the first big step,
Well, I think the first step is to get a consultant.
is to get the consultant.
Yeah.
They're going to want us,
And then we'll do that
but they're going to
part.
want us to decide that whole
Aren't they
thing.
supposed to help guide us through and meet us and figure out what we want? I mean, that's what they're saying when they want to come in here.
Yeah.
You would think they would help us.
Yeah.
I agree, I read all the different options, I'm like, we could vote on whatever we think is best, but yeah, the snail mail, or, you know, if we got enough people in here, I mean, the benefits are that you get more ideas and it's more of a community, people feel more like a community, like that we held something to listen to them and collaborate, is all I'm saying with
Well, I think
the meetup ones.
it's for everyone in the township that we have a good one, so.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's hanging out there is that initial letter. That's the very first step to.
No, I went through this. I don't think we need to, I got that. I wrote notes. I did my homework. My day student. Just kidding. I don't think we need to do that letter. Where did I put my notes? Until we actually are, when we decide how and when we are changing the plan, that's when we notify entities.
We're ready to rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
agree
I don't.
with you, Tammy.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
the-
think we should get ahead of that.
Yeah, because I did go through, I think the first step was, you know, what we did do was the factual things that we went through that need to be updated.
Yep.
Like, we did that, where, you know, it says updating trends and factual data, step one, we already did that. Development and administration of the community survey to gain insight and prevailing, I mean, that's where we're here, but we need a consultant to help us do that. And I think after we know the factual stuff from our review, we get public input, and then we try to incorporate that into, I mean, that's how I see it, the master plan.
No, I agree. So really, the first imminent thing we have to do is to get a consultant in place. And so I'm working on that. I hope we can have at the next meeting, I can have something concrete to talk about and some numbers and different firms. Like I said, I got 5 of them, and then I have an independent that I'm hoping can come up with some kind of a reasonable cost to do it. And that guy, I know him very well. I worked with him for 5 years there, so.
But I think too, when we're looking for consultant, and that's fine to do like for the master plan, that consultant, but I think we want a consultant like Mark. Because it's not just the master plan that we need a consultant for, like, when we need zoning ordinance changes, we need that guy.
And every one of these consultants has that same question, and I've been telling them that. I said, right now, we really need a master plan to be guided through. But what we're really looking for is a consultant to lean on when we have all this stuff, to be with us on it, so it's twofold what we're looking for, I think. We're looking for someone to go down that road with us to help us with this stuff.
And I don't think like our master plan is a major overhaul. I still stand
No,
by that. I think it's gonna just have more input and we're gonna add stuff to it, but I don't think, preserving the rural character and all that stuff in there is really that's not going away. We're not gonna sit there and say, we want a commercial district with malls and bowling alleys and anything where it would really change our vision. So I mean, maybe maybe if you're telling them, to guide us through this, maybe they think we're starting from like chicken scratch. I mean, you know what I mean, but we're not. We've gone through the factual data stuff. Because technically speaking, I mean, and I'm not suggesting this, we could just tell Mark to just put what we did in our review, put those factual additions and change it up, we have a Dollar General now and that kind of stuff. And that could be for the next 5 years. But that's not what the public said at our December or November.
Because really, technically, we're only 5 years out of a total master plan redo that you guys did 5 years ago.
Right.
And you have to have a complete new one done in 20 years. You have to look at it every 5 years, right?
Every 5 years you review it.
Yeah.
And you can do it, we can do an overhaul in 5 years, or 10. I mean, do you agree with me, Ann? Kind of, okay. Getting other people, you guys.
So with the planners, the people you're speaking to or getting information from, would they be our guy, our planner also? Or do they want to just do the master plan? Or is it the same?
They're all interested in working for Iosco Township.
Okay.
We're starting with this master plan review, and we're going to pick a consultant to do that with the idea that if this is the right one, if they have the right prices and they're good enough, spontaneous enough for us and do everything we need, that we could have them as our consultant. I think that's kind of how I see it. Someone that we can lean on.
Well, I guess like, I don't know. I mean, do you hire someone just for the master plan and then you don't like them and you're like, okay, we need to find a zoning ordinance someone? I mean, that's something.
That could totally happen.
That-
Well, if we don't like them, we're not gonna keep them on.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
You know, kind of like that, I'm
I'm
looking-
not sure how it works. I don't know if you sign a contract, you're stuck with that person for the year. You know what I mean?
Well, there would be, you could sign a year contract with them for services, and they'd have either hourly or whatever, however there'd be some kind of a retainer, something that would be a base pay for them, and then.
Because I really don't know how it was set up with Mark. I don't know how, you know.
I don't remember the exact details of our contract with them, you'd have to talk to Julie, but, yeah, I mean, Amanda and I found Mark, we interviewed him, and then presented him to the township board, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if I may ask, this gentleman it was DeWitt?
Yeah.
He's like Mark, he's a land planner?
Yeah, he's out of
Okay.
Laingsburg, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know, because Mark's a rarity. You got all these big firms now.
Exactly, there's
So,
not many.
I'm very
now.
interested in meeting him, just because I don't wanna get lost in the McKenna. I don't wanna get lost in, what's the other one? Carlisle and all that. We had Carlisle, they were awful, I'm not gonna lie.
There's Western,
So,
there's
yeah.
a whole list of them, and there's even one from Traverse City that I had
Okay.
spoken to.
I would like to bring somebody in that we're not gonna get lost in the office or get some intern all the time.
Exactly.
We need, quality for our money for our residents.
I prefer the independent. That's,
Yeah.
all the way through, that's
I would
what
agree.
I've had the most luck with. They're,
They're responsible for their own actions.
Yeah.
Making their own.
and they're more reasonable. Those big guys come in and they're gonna schmooze everybody and whatever, you know, there's big dollars that you pay to
Right.
get schmoozed.
Okay.
So,
Good to know.
anyways, we're working on that. Hopefully next month I can have a lot more on that. The second item under unfinished business, data centers. We had, I had asked Mark, he is going to draw us up recommendation for ordinance and for a process for the data centers / battery storage, those other uses that we talked about last month. He has not gotten with me. He went to that seminar on the 18th, and he was going to, after that, formulate some kind of recommendation for us. So he doesn't have that already this month, but he said he would have that this next week or two for me, so I could bring something to us to start that conversation on it. I think he feels, as I do, that doing nothing is the wrong thing. We don't have any kind of zoning category that those could fit in, so all we could say is we don't have anything for you, and that's exclusionary, and that's how they're getting in trouble, the townships are. So
Right.
we probably have to give some kind of an area and have all of our restrictions so we're gonna go through that whole list of, Mark's gonna give us some recommendations, and then you have the federal legislation that's going through, and who knows if it is gonna go through, but
No, I took a picture of that. I went to this little seminar, and I wanted, at least half of it, and I took a picture, and I wanted to share it with the public, because it has to do with the demonstrated need stuff, and how we're gonna have to be real.
We're gonna have to be diligent, because the
Yeah.
federal government and the state government has already put publicly out the demonstrated need.
Yep, that's
well,
exactly.
they've done a
Uh-huh.
demonstrated need. They're gonna make them, I believe, it's gonna be bipartisan, they're gonna make.
Both the state and federal.
They're gonna come in and have to have their own power source, so at least one of those issues is taken care of. But a lot of the options for power, it seems to be, there's a nuclear, there's a micronuclear power plant. We want a power plant in our farm fields. it's gonna be a whole nother hurdle to get through.
When I was listening to this, they were saying that the special land use is good
Yes.
because you have more power to do like the detail, those kind of details. But just so the public knows, the federal government, there's an executive order from President Trump to dominate the AI industry, remove barriers and encourage AI adoption, establish minimally burdensome national standard, and allow AI companies to innovate without cumbersome regulation. So that means they want to promote it and reduce regulations. Meaning they would want us to put the small modular. And then on the state level, the state government with PA 181 and 207 of 2024 eliminated sales tax and use tax on eligible data center construction and equipment purchases, and must invest at least a set amount of money and create jobs and other requirements. So when we're talking about demonstrated need, like when you go, if you have to go to court, it's hard to push back because this is both the federal and the state government saying that that is a demonstrated need. Not just for our township. I know people said that a lot about solar, but they are stating it for our country and for our region.
It's a whole big deal,
Yeah.
and it's almost on the edge of eminent domain. It kind of,
Yeah.
you start with the need, and then you go, who knows where that's going, but all we can do is be prepared to depend on it.
And I did take a picture of the exclusionary zoning slide, just to share with you.
Yeah.
Can I ban them entirely? And it says a zoning ordinance shall not have the effect of totally prohibiting the establishment of a land use in the presence of a demonstrated need in the township or surrounding area, unless a location does not exist within the municipality where the use may be appropriately located. And it says, is there a demonstrated need? Like it's a question, and it says, see Trump and Whitmer statements, which I just read.
They've already declared that anyway.
Yeah. And I was hoping, like, to some of my thoughts before I watched that little spiel, the half of it, I haven't got through all of it. I wanted to be able to say, well, the reason my solar was here is because we're zoned agricultural residential in the PA 233. And I thought, but this isn't something to put on agricultural land, so maybe that would help us get out of it. But
I agree. Looking to not look desirable, and it stated in those slides that they gotta be by the power lines, so I don't see them
well, the guy
building
said,
a data center near our power lines, so, who knows?
oh, I thought that too, but when like I said, I got halfway through the slide, this little presentation, and I wrote it down, ag land will be in their site, and it's cheap, because it's cheaper, and townships have lower tax rates. Because they'll just build what they need. Because I was thinking that,
I don't see how
we're zoned
ag land's
agricultural
cheaper, though.
residential, it's not like we have industrial,
Right.
or commercial or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess in the whole realm of it, between the commercial and industrial, ag is cheaper, but.
I gotta finish it, that's what I got, I had to stop, I had to leave work. I was doing it.
Yeah. We
So-
have a lot of thinking to do. I
Yeah.
watched the whole thing. We have a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah. Another question I had, and this is just something for people to think about, this is where my brain goes. What is it with the hyperscale? Because I know the guy was saying there's like the smaller ones that are already there that we already see, or we don't even notice.
Yeah, the 44 that we already have in the state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had a bunch of little ones, wouldn't they use as much, the same amount of power? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a football field of data center
as a whole,
servers,
yeah.
but you just break them up and put them everywhere and anywhere, doesn't that still use a lot of power? You just have them in different locations? That's just a thing.
It's not gonna be a fun subject.
No, but it's a necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's definitely
Just share,
necessary.
It is, we're changing the whole landscape of zoning and building, and everything's changing with these new technologies. But nothing's gonna stay the same. My mom told me that.
We're very philosophical here this evening.
The Earth's moving at 1,000 miles an hour, and it's
I know.
spinning just as fast. You think everything's gonna stay the same?
No, I don't know how we don't fall off.
Anyway, Township Board Report. Matt?
The township adopted resolution 26-1 to impose a 12-month moratorium on the issuance of permits, licenses, and/or approval for data centers. The township would like the planning commission to begin some work on an ordinance or draft ordinance for purchasing development rights on properties. A draft copy of the 26-27 budget is supposed to be available on our website as the date of February. Is it in? Up now?
I have not looked, I'll be completely honest with you.
And then lastly, just a update on the Munsell Rd Bridge. As most everything gets delayed a little bit, the bridge is in the design phase right now, and then construction will begin October, November timeframe. Should be open up after the first of the new year, 2027, and then it'll be closed shortly in the April timeframe, just for a week or two to do paving on it. So they're gonna open it up to get the traffic going on, and then they'll come back a couple months later once the frost and stuff starts coming out, and they'll repave it.
I got two questions.
I might have two answers.
The bridge, are they building that so that, like with a culvert that could handle?
I don't know if it's culvert or not.
What I guess is like the future of maybe flooding. Because I've lived here a long time that never had water over the road, but about 2 years ago, there was water over the road. That's it. Yeah, I never saw it. Because people were asking, I was walking, and they're like, can I get through that? So it looked pretty deep. I mean, it was only about that deep, but it was running across the road. I'd never seen that, so I'm like, if we get more rain.
Isn't that when we had like the 5-6 inches rain dumped on us in like 24 hours?
Yeah, it was big, but I mean,
See,
those
those are-
events could happen
That's
in the
gonna be up
future.
with the engineering in the county and then the state.
That's my ear to Steve, just tell Steve. And then the other question I said, did you say that the township board did do a moratorium resolution?
Yes.
Okay, I got a question on that, because remember, and I kept going back to it, that's why I couldn't get through it in time. I took the note, it said moratoriums done just by resolutions.
Yes,
Are not-
I have notes to sit down with
Harris?
Julie and Joe on Thursday
Uh-huh.
to make sure that,
Because he was saying those don't hold water, and then he kept, I had to listen to it like 3 times and I still didn't get it.
yeah, that's why I want to sit
Okay.
down, because I wasn't part of the Harris conversation or anything, so I want to sit down definitely with Joe, and probably Julie, and make sure what we have is solid, because that gentleman on the thing talked
He was
about
saying-
a public hearing at the planning commission
Or
level.
almost, and I thought, I was like, and I understand, like, we have to have a zoning ordinance already to do
Yes,
a moratorium?
I have it down
Okay.
to research that, because that was kind of mind-boggling, I had never heard that.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and then I'm like, there, I'll go back to
Yeah.
I go back, and I still
Yeah.
didn't sink in, and I thought.
So, yeah, that's on my radar for Thursday when we're
Okay.
all here.
Okay, good.
And that's all?
That's it, I just.
Yeah.
Development rights? Did you talk about that?
For purchasing development rights
Okay,
on properties.
can you tell me what developing rights? I mean,
I can, for a little bit that I know of them, you know, I guess there's probably maybe a few different avenues. It would be, from the one understanding I have, it'd be a one-time payment per X amount of dollars per acre, or for what they would evaluate the acre, is that right, Ann? And then they would, say you got 50 acres, and they say $5,000 an acre for 50 acres, to one time, you know,
Who's they?
township.
Okay, okay.
And you one time, I believe it's in the township, that would be.
Yeah, there's a similar program in Ingham County, I guess Ingham County's been doing it for years, where they've purchased it's basically a conservation type easement.
Okay. I do know
Development
what that-
rights.
Okay, I know what that
Whereas
is, so.
If the township residents were to pass a millage, we would be able to raise money to buy those development rights and keep, you know, say, keep the solar out of here kind of thing, you know,
Well,
just for
it keeps
example.
it, but it keeps.
Or keeping the subdivisions.
Subdivisions.
And it still lets
stuff,
the farmer keep their property.
And that goes for the life of the property, even transferred over to new purchasers.
I believe so, yes.
So the person still owns the property,
This
but
can't
they get
build
this
a
money, and
house
then
in-
they agree not to do.
I think there's
certain
probably
things.
some little subtitles, like if you wanted to split up on a front side for like housing development of like 2 acre lots up on the front side and stuff like that, or around the boundaries. I think some of those things are allowable, but as far as like a big mass development, trailer park,
Yeah.
subdivision, data center, solar field, whatever, that excludes all that.
And that's money that Iosco pays?
we would pass a millage.
If the
on tax
residents were to
dollars.
vote and agree on another millage, essentially it's you being able to own part of your view at that point.
Just protecting the ag.
It kind of sounds backwards, but in order to put a ballot initiative out to the residents, we have to have an ordinance for it first.
Right.
Oh.
So we have to, the board asks us to get a consultant and try to put together
Maybe we could use Mark before he retires.
we still gotta find a consultant. Okay.
So that's another thing
Think it's
for our
harder.
consultant list that we don't have.
Deeper and deeper.
There's gonna be
Okay.
a lot going on.
And what do you got for us?
I have issued one permit for the year so far, and that was for a new house, and I have issued one waiver. And that's all I have.
No ZBA or anything?
No ZBA.
Okay, anybody in the audience that wants to talk? You got any comments today?
I was going to say that on the resolution that they passed, I think it's defined for only data center. So I think you were casually saying, Allan, battery storage. I think I've also suggested crypto mining, and there's derivatives off of that. I don't know, and data center doesn't get a definition that says in parentheses, battery storage, comma, even et cetera, but battery storage or crypto mining, because to me, that's all the same thing. Data centers are definitely a risk, but you have just as much the same risk of a crypto mining coming in here as fast as a data center comes in here. Data centers is getting the publicity now. In fact, this morning, South Line published another moratorium for them. So now even the big guys are getting into it, right? So they're going off everywhere. But I think the one thing that I saw in a lot of the resolutions, if you look at the resolutions from like 3 or 4 other places, and I didn't see it in ours, is that they mentioned battery storage, they mentioned crypto mining. So I don't know if there's an amendment that you can request or at least bring that back to the board, but I think you want to capture all of that, because I don't think you want to come up with another resolution, because I think data centers sort of fits with crypto mining, which I don't know if that fits with battery storage, but it fits with those kind of things, right? So,
Yeah, well, I guess you're losing me a little because
Sure.
we don't have an ordinance for data centers yet. Our task right now is to, Mark Eidelson is
Yeah.
putting together draft recommendations for us for data centers / battery storage and the crypto mining. He's combining these new technology
Sure.
uses that we're gonna run into, eventually a power plant being located on the same property.
absolutely.
And so that has to be, so we don't have anything together yet, and then wait for Mark to come through with that. But were you speaking about the moratorium?
Yeah, I'm talking about the published, in the paper, they published the resolution, right? And it was published this week with the meeting minutes. So in there, they talk about simply data center,
Okay.
period. All I'm saying is if you're asking to do more things, to me, if I was sitting somewhere else in the crypto mining world, I'd say, oh, well, they're pulling a moratorium for just data centers. They're not,
I see what you're saying.
they're not pulling one for crypto mines, let's go in, right? Because that's gonna be that's what they're looking for, is the hole in the boat. And you basically box them out of 12 months at least, potentially up to 18 months on data centers, at least until, as long as you prove that you're continuing to make progress. So you've got 18 months sort of to play with, to see how this all shakes out. But the other thing is you don't have any, I don't think, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not sure why battery storage and crypto mining wasn't put in here, because it wouldn't have hurt anything. And if you're going to do it, and if that's your thought process already to go down that path, then why don't you put it in words so that the people that are coming to look at our ordinances and our moratoriums are gonna see that, oh, I can't do business here. And you'll see, if you look at any other township moratoriums out there and resolutions, you'll see that they mention battery storage, data centers, crypto mining, and probably other things that who else has not thought of.
I did have a question.
Sure.
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah.
Crypto mining, isn't that a data center? I mean, 'cause
Yes.
it's a computer.
Yes,
Okay.
it's
I mean,
exactly what it
is
is.
it really I mean,
I don't know what the technical thing
just
is,
saying,
but
it's a computer
I do
server
know that-
building.
yeah, I do know crypto mining is different, because it's not the same, it's sort of the same thing, but it's not the same thing, right? Because you got,
You got computers with servers and they need to be.
yes,
cool,
but
'cause
it
it's
serves a
computer
different
keeping track
function
of
though, right? It
and
serves a
transferred
different,
money, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
it's data.
again, I'm not a IT sort of
No, I know,
expert.
but I'm just thinking like the facility to me that.
And maybe that's, if that's the explanation, that data center means the same thing as crypto mining,
Maybe
then
just
I,
clarify that, because I mean, my brain's saying it's the same thing.
Well, I see your point.
yeah.
We got that.
I would like, if nothing else, I want somebody to, if I'm putting a moratorium out there, then, and my thought process is it's something more than data centers, that I'm gonna spell out, so that there's absolutely zero confusion, that somebody couldn't come in the front door. They come in the back door, that's a different story, but not in the front door,
Well,
they
just
can't.
come through the window.
No, you gotta close it off. Hopefully close it off, right?
I'm not trying to make it
I
hard.
don't have the answer, I don't have the answer for that, so. Maybe they knew it, maybe they did know what they were doing, maybe all those, but.
Maybe they do, maybe
generally,
they know something we don't know.
I like
As
to
long as
see
you
it,
guys know, that's
I'd
good.
like to see it written down too. Anyone else? Yeah.
I am, not that, home here is the end-all to end-all, but from our experience when we were starting with the solar realm, Mark Eidelson had written an ordinance, and Homier had tightened it up because he's more legal. I may almost go the route of consulting your attorney, because Homier, or Mark Eidelson a number of times has said, well, I'm not an attorney. This is my proposal, but I'm not an attorney. So since you're regulating such a new technology, the market, this whole industry is growing so quickly that I might almost go the direction of going to your attorney for examples on ordinances that would be, applicable for data center, crypto mining, how to write this as a proposal. And then, maybe present it. Because we wound up educating Mark Eidelson, I think over time is what had happened over this 2 or 3 years. So, I might go that route. It might be more cost effective to go directly to your attorney for proposals and then, go back.
Well, the idea is that our planner gets to put down his recommendations. He gets to write us a
Oh, I
draft
agree.
of an ordinance. And that's in planning terms. Then you have legal come in who will have to defend that if someone challenges that planning document.
Right.
They have to take a look at the words and see if they can defend that. So the attorneys won't put that document together, but they absolutely should come in after it's written to make sure that in the event that's challenged in court, they have a chance to defend that for us. So if you don't have the attorney's review after you get a planning document and you just push it through and adopt it, you don't know if they can defend it or not. And you never know. All these ordinances are who knows until you get in court in front of a judge.
Oh,
whether
I
they can
agree.
defend it.
Well, I agree. And, it's not like Michigan. Michigan's not the forefront of data centers. There's other states that have done this. So there's got to be other, regulations that are out there, and the attorney's job is to do this. I guess I'm always a little bit wondering what the relationship is between land planner and attorney. And we had the land planner write the ordinance first, and it was only like 2 pages or something really light that came down through MTA. And then afterwards, the attorney came in oh wait, and now we have this more comprehensive.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why not go directly, start with the attorney and then present it to the land planner and say, okay, is this,
Well, because the attorney is not gonna write it in the plan.
oh no, he's not gonna write in the, but he can, you know, a lot of the content,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. It usually one comes before the other in that. The planning always comes first, and the legal review of that document comes after that, so that we have some assurance we can defend it. Ideally, they should both be aware at the same time. We're coming through with this document. You
Right,
guys work together. That would be ideal. I don't know if that's always possible.
right, okay,
That would be the best document.
Yeah,
Involved in
exactly.
the beginning, Yeah. Agreed.
The only other thing I'll say real quick, you know, I won't take any kind of promise, is the one thing I know that Mark's retiring by the end of the year. And typically, those that have gone through retirement like me, I don't think I would have got a 12-month assignment, or, you know, anything in that 12 months didn't really have any meat to it. It was me sort of teaching people what to do and how to do it. Sometimes you, as you're starting to downshift from working 70 hours a week to nothing, that you always want to think of the person, you know, not that he wouldn't take the assignment, not that he wouldn't do a good job with it. The question is, you need to be thinking about, well, what, you know, do you have the best Mark? You know, you don't have the one from 30 years ago or 20 years ago. You have the Mark Eidelson that's real close to retirement. And whether he likes it or not, those thoughts are going through his mind. So it's just one other variable to think about.
I just want to say, before Allan took over, I talked with Mark, and he totally, on the same lines, is fine with, he wants us to find a consultant, because he is willing to work with that consultant and try to bring on board them with our ideas and stuff. So he's not totally checking out. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But he wants to
Yeah.
downshift and start training someone else.
And whether you like,
That's been there.
yeah, unless you've gone through the retirement, you are
It's quiet.
precipitously going down, you're heading down that path, whether there's nothing you can do to change it and then shift you into gear like you're, 15 years earlier. It's not gonna happen.
No, and
And so-
he even came out and said, I think Mark said that he wouldn't want to do an overhaul of our master plan.
Right,
If we just adopted our little changes, I think he'd be
he's
fine
done
with
with
that.
that, right.
But because we want to go further,
It's just the new
He
business.
understands
It's
that.
really the new business, not the old business. Old business you can do with his eyes closed. It's the new business of the serious challenges of the landscape that's changing almost on a daily basis. That's the one that you want the sharpest, the best, you want him reading every piece of paper that's going out there everywhere, so,
Exactly.
just 2 cents.
Anyone else?
3 with inflation.
Ann, you good for the night?
I'm good.
Okay. Next planning commission meeting, April 14th. Am I right?
Yes.
I've been wrong. Okay, I got that one right.
Just go to the website, that's what I did. I went to the website, because Julie publishes them, and then they're like on there, and that's the one the public sees. So even if it's wrong, the public and you are coming on the same day.
We could all be wrong together.
That's right, no one knows what it is.
All right, thanks everyone for coming. Let's
Motion to
adjourn,
adjourn,
guys.
7:45.
What's that?
Motion to adjourn, 7:45.
On second.
All right. All official.
Was that